Good morning, everybody. I hope that you had a fantastic night last night, that you got lots of good sleep, and that you were all well rested for another amazing day and an awesome time for us to learn and read stories together. I miss seeing you guys in class so much, but it means so much to me that we're able to spend this time together over videos and still get to talk and read and sing and dance and learn together. Today, for our video, I want you to remember what we've been talking about this week. What have we been talking about? Setting. Amazing. Setting, we know, is where things happen. Now, we learned that settings aren't just in books. Settings are in your life, too. And in my life and in everybody's life. Anywhere where things happen. Settings are. And I want you guys to think about what is your favorite setting to spend time in. It could be school. It could be at home with your mom and dad. It could be the playground. It could be Chuck E. Cheese. It could be the movie theater. It could be your grandma and grandpa's house. It could be outside at the park. Any setting, any place where things happen. What is your favorite setting to spend time in? Close your eyes and let's think. Think for a little bit more. A little bit more. Open your eyes. Do you have an idea? What's your favorite setting to spend time in? Tell the person next to you, or you can tell me too. That sounds like such a special place for you. You know, I think I have two favorite settings. One of my favorite settings is our classroom because I love you guys and I love spending time with you. My second favorite setting is my mom and dad's house because I love my mom and dad and I love my two brothers and I love that we all get to spend time there when I get to go and visit them. Those are my two favorite settings. Gross motor time today, I thought that we could do our quiet time stretches that we miss so much before we go down for quiet time. So I'm going to push you guys back. You find a spot where you can sit down comfortably on the floor and have plenty of space to put out your arms and your legs, and we will do our calming stretches together. I'll slide back and you find a spot to sit. I'll go ahead and move our camera down so you can see. Alright, let's sit on our bottoms and we'll start with our legs out front like this. Now we'll breathe in and raise our hands, and as we breathe out, stretch all the way down to touch your toes. Remember, this helps make it easier for our bodies to move. It makes us flexible and comfortable. Let's do this 5 times. Breathe in, breathe out, touch your toes, and stretch. That was 1 time. Let's do number 2. Breathe in, reach up as tall as you can. Breathe out, all the way down, and touch your toes. That's number 2. Number 3, breathe in, breathe out. Stretch all the way. Keep on stretching. Alright, that was number 3. After 3 is number 4. Breathe in, breathe out. Touch, touch, touch your toes. Stretch all the way. And after number 4 comes number 5. Breathe in. Hold it. Reach them up as high as you can. High as you can. And breathe out and touch your toes. All right, that was number 5. That was our last one. Let's hold it for 1 more second. We'll stretch. Awesome. Now bring your legs in together and let's make our butterfly. What color is your butterfly today? I think my butterfly today is going to be pink. One of my favorite colors. We'll flap our wings. This helps stretch our thighs and the bottom of our legs. We'll stretch, flap our wings. All right, now let's do our favorite stretch. Do you remember? Go ahead and take your right leg. Show me your right leg. Rock your baby. Give your baby a kiss. Say goodnight, baby. Put your baby in bed and walk away. Stretch out your back. What's your baby's name? That's a beautiful name. Stretch out your back. Now let's do it with our left leg. Show me your left leg. Rock your baby. Rock your baby. Give your baby a kiss. Say goodnight, baby. Put him in bed and walk away. Yep, your baby can rest in his crib while we stretch out our backs. All right, now that we've done the bottom part of our body, let's work with our head, our neck, and our shoulders. Go ahead and roll your neck around. Go once. One more time. Good. This stretches out our neck so nicely. Let's go the other way. Roll it back around. One more time. Does that feel good? Brianna, I know that this is your favorite one. Let's do a shoulder massage. Anthony, I know this one is your favorite. We'll rub our shoulders. Yeah. Go ahead and take your hands like cups. Put them on your shoulder, and we will just massage ourselves a little bit. This helps calm us down whenever we're upset. If you're angry or you're sad, you just feel super tight and tense, stretching and giving yourselves a little bit of a shoulder massage can really help you calm down and feel better. Now let's roll our shoulders. We'll roll them forward first. Ready? We'll go twice. 1 and 2. All right, now let's go back. 1 and 2. Awesome. Do you guys feel calmer? Do you guys feel more relaxed? I know I do. Stretching really helps me calm down, especially if I'm upset. If I really want to go to school, but there is no school, or if I really want a toy, but somebody else is using it, or if all I want to do is sleep, but my baby brother or sister keeps crying and it's so loud I can't sleep. Taking deep breaths and stretching really helps me calm myself down, helps me relax and feel better. I'm going to bring the camera back this way, and that way we can focus on the story that we're going to read today. All right, let's keep on moving back this way. I know that we've been talking about setting. That's right. And we're going to read one of the books that we read earlier this week. And we're going to look for different pictures about the setting. Today we're reading Froggy Gets Dressed. Didn't we already find the setting of this book? Which one is Froggy Gets Dressed? This one, this one, this one, or this one? It's the middle one. We already found the setting where this book happens. It happens inside his house and outside in the snow. Since we already know that, here's what we're going to do this time when we read it. Yesterday and the day before, we talked about how we look for details, teeny tiny things in the pictures to help us see what the setting is. Since we already know what the setting of Froggy is, this time when we read it, we're going to look for details in the pictures to help us see. So as we read, I want you to keep your eyes peeled. Look for details in the pictures. Use your picture power, and we'll talk about them as we go through. Froggy Gets Dressed. Written by Jonathan London and illustrated by Frank Remkiewicz, which is about my favorite name. Froggy gets dressed. It was cold. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. What details do you see out the window? What does he notice? But it's snowing. It's snowing outside, my friends. Snow! Froggy sang. Snow! I want to play in the snow. Go back to sleep, Froggy, said his mom. Don't you know? Frogs are supposed to sleep all winter. We wake up when the snow melts, when the snow is gone. Where does this page happen? Where is this? Inside Froggy's house. How do you know? What details do you see that tell you? That's right. Maybe you see his bed. That's a good detail. Do people have their beds outside in the snow? No. What would happen if you had your bed outside in the snow? Whew, you would get so cold. So we know that because we see his bed, he has to be inside his house. What other details do you see? Maybe you see blankets. Maybe you see pillows. Those are things we have inside. These details tell us that this setting is inside Froggy's house. No, Mom, Froggy said. No, I'm awake, and I want to go outside and play in the snow. So Froggy put on his socks, zoop. He put on his boots, zoop. He put on his hat, zap. He put on his scarf, sweet. And he tugged on his mittens. He flopped, flop, 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 outside into the snow. Froggy, said his mom. What? Said Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops, he said. I forgot to put on my pants. So he flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens. He untied his scarf. He took off his hat. He pulled off his boots. He left his socks on. And he slipped on his pants. Then he pulled on his boots. Zoop. He put on his hat. Zap. He tied on his scarf. Zoop. And he tugged on his mittens. Zoop. And he flopped, flop, 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 back outside. Now, my friends, we already noticed details in one setting of the book. We noticed details inside his house. What are details that you notice in this setting of the book? What details do you see? What's up here? Maybe you see two friends trying to build a snowman. Maybe you see details of trees covered in snow. Are there trees covered in snow inside people's houses? Do you build a snowman in your bedroom? No, we build snowman outside. That's right. We build snowmen outside. So we know that the setting of this page is out in the snow. That's right. We use those details to help us find the setting. Froggy, yelled his mom. What? Said Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops, he said. I forgot to put on my shirt. And your coat, said his mom. So he flopped back inside, flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens, he untied his scarf, he took off his hat, he pulled down, or he left his pants, his boots, and his socks on, and he buttoned up his shirt, zoop, 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 and he snapped on his coat, and he put on his hat, zap, and he tied on his scarf, zip, and he tugged on his mittens, zoop, and he flopped back outside. Flop, flop, flop. Froggy, said his mom. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Huh, Froggy thought. He looked down. He had on his mittens. He had on his scarf. He had on his coat. He had on his shirt. He had on his pants, he had on his boots, he had on his socks. He reached up. Huh, yeah, there was his hat. What could he be missing? Your underwear! Yelled his mom. Oops, said Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. He forgot to put on his underwear. So he flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens. He untied his scarf. He unwrapped his coat. He unbuttoned his shirt. He unzipped his pants. He pulled off his boots. He took off his socks. He left his hat on. And he slipped on his underwear with a zap of elastic. Then he put on one sock. Zoop. And he put on one boot. Zoop. And he tugged on one mitten, zoom, and he started to put on the other one. Then he just let it drop. He said, I'm too tired. And he went back to sleep. What details do you see in this picture that tell you what the setting is? Maybe you see his clothes on the floor. Maybe you see his mom and dad sleeping in bed. Do your mom and dad sleep outside in the snow? We have beds inside. So the setting of this page is inside his house. That's right. Froggy got back into bed and fell asleep. Good night, Froggy. The end. Thank you for the story. Thank you very much. Woohoo! All right, my friends, I had such a good time reading that story with you. I am so proud of the way that we got to figure out where the settings were by looking at details in the pictures. Today, for your at-home activity, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did during today's video. So with whatever stories you have at home, it could either be books that you have at home, or it could be stories that you and your student have written together, so stories that they've dictated to you on previous days. Pull all those out, well, not all of them, some of them, and read them with your student and look for details in the different pictures. So as you flip through the pictures, ask them what details they see on each page. Remind them that details are the tiny things that we have to look really hard to notice in pictures. And then you can have them describe the details to you, have them tell you what they see, and then you can ask them about them. Say, what does that tell you about the character? How do you know what they're feeling? What's the setting of this different page in the story? They have details that they draw in their own stories, and then obviously there are lots of details in the illustrations of books that we read together, and books that you have at home. So go through them and remind them to use their picture power to look for details. And then ask them, what does that detail tell them? What do they learn from that detail? As they practice that, they'll get even better at noticing all the different little details inside of books, which will really help them learn to read. As kids learn to read, they don't just read the words immediately or know what the words mean. A lot of times as they learn to read, they'll start reading pattern books where every single sentence starts the same way and then the very last word changes. And it'll be up to them in kindergarten and in first grade to be able to look at the picture to figure out what that last word is. So we really want them to start practicing being able to look at the pictures and notice lots of different things about the pictures, because it'll help them be able to decode words once they get into kindergarten and first grade. It's a great thing to start practicing now. Like I said, there's not going to be a video tomorrow and there's not going to be a video Sunday because that's the weekend. But you know what? I will see you guys bright and early on Monday, and I'm so excited to see you then and learn more together. I hope you have a great weekend at home with your families, and I will talk to you guys soon. I miss seeing you every day. Have a great weekend. Bye.